This is a HeadGum podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Perfect Person, the show where I'm perfect and you're, of course, a person. It's 2025 and we're feeling alive, but before we kick it into high gear for the new year, we're going to need to be giving credence to the best callers of 2024. Yeah! I took to the polls and I had you all vote on the best episodes that were in 2024. We had a phenomenal year of incredible callers. Thank you to everybody who called in and got on the show. Thank you for calling in just for me to peruse your problem before we record. But using your voting capabilities, we have narrowed it down to 3 best callers of the entire year, as well as one bonus segment that simply had to be included because it was like the biggest write-in ballot ever. And so on this episode, we have the best of 2024 callers, and we have right after the call happens, it'll be the update call where I call back these people and I find out how my advice changed their lives / ruined their lives in some cases, unfortunately. But so today's episode, you'll hear the call and then you'll hear the update. And those updates are normally only on Patreon. But once a year for the best of thing, I like to pop those puppies on the main channel so you guys can get a little taste of what is available on Patreon. And if you love the show and you love these callbacks so freaking much, then you should join us over on Patreon, where you can get the ad-free extended version of every single episode of the show, as well as exclusive episodes every single Friday where I call back people from the show. I do twists on the format. I have a bunch of drunk episodes, stoned episodes. I have some segments with the Wrecking Ball crew. We did Summer of Chow last summer, and in honor of the new year, I'm making episode 1 of Summer of Chow available to free patrons. So if you sign up for a free membership on Patreon, you can also watch Summer of Chow gratis, and you don't even have to pay any cash for that. So head on over to the Patreon if you love this and want to get more of it. And guys, it's time to get into the best callers of the year. And boy, howdy. We have got a juicy one to begin with. Now, I thought I'd start with the bonus write-in ballot best of moment of the year. And of course, that's going to be the Bachelor episodes. Lots of love for the Bachelor episodes in every single voting thing I did, whether that was on Patreon or on Instagram. People freaking love those hunky boys trying to find love. And one of these days, by God, they'll find it. Can you imagine if it's Jimmy the Stallion's wedding and he met the gal on the Bachelor episode? That would make the show capable of finding love. And I do believe that it is capable of so. So we just have to prove it to everybody. The write-in is a specific caller from the second Bachelor episode. This is the one where they're sailors, obviously. But this is, of course, Mr. Oak. This is where we called somebody back with the Bachelor Boys, and we actually ended up speaking to her father as well as her so the boys could find love. The father was, of course, absolutely game. So I'm going to be sending your mind palaces on over to Mr. Oak with the Bachelor Boys. And after that, I'll meet you back in the studio for us to unveil the best of number 3.
Hi, Miles. I guess I'm looking for like someone that's mature, but also isn't afraid to like have some fun, you know, be a little goofy. Maybe someone's into art or like music. I like to sing, so maybe someone that does like karaoke or something fun like that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty open. Call me back. Bye.
Okay, a lot of interest, a lot of irons in the fire there. Okay. So we're going to give this person a call back, and we are going to give them the night of their lives.
Holy shit.
You called Perfect Person, and I'm here to call you back because I've got 3 eligible hunks on the line.
Do we all have to salute when you do that?
That's right. We've got 3 sailors home on sailor leave.
Shore leave.
And they are ready to answer your shore leave. Because surely they're going to be the key to your heart.
Oh my lord.
We are going to need a fake name for you, Will. Let's get a fake name.
Let's go with Oak.
Oak. The sexiest wood there is. Oak, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you're looking for in a lover before I get you on these speed dates?
Well, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm currently in the car with my dad.
Oh, can we get dad? Can we get dad on the phone? Is dad on the phone there as well?
Do you want? Okay, sure. Let me.
We can meet the dad for the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
This is good.
This is perfect. Mr. Oak, are you there?
Mr. Oak.
Yeah, don't say your real name.
Oh, then yes. No joke. It's Oak.
Mr. Mr. Oak, we absolutely, it is an honor to have 3 eligible bachelors here to attempt to date your daughter. But first, I think before we even get to the date, we'd like each of them to meet you to see if you approve of them or not. Before they even, and then you can give your blessing to them to go and date the daughter. Mr. Oak, what are the qualities that you're looking for in an eligible lover for your daughter?
Well, first thing comes to mind is perhaps castration, but
Yeah.
You want them to be castrated.
are they shrinking away now?
Yeah, they're shrinking away. You intimidated the room, I think.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
So beyond castration, so no balls.
Okay, so we'll set that aside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just sort of quality.
Correct. Just sort of
reset so Miles can edit.
and just sort of qualities, you know, just sort of regular qualities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so down to earth. We'd like down to earth.
That's good.
Such an incredible follow-up from castration.
Yeah.
Got it. Down to earth. Well, I think I've got just the guy for you here. We have Bachelor number 1 who is ready to meet Dad. Mr. Oak, please introduce yourself. Bachelor number 1.
Mr. Oak, it's wonderful to meet you.
And nice to meet you, Bachelor number 1.
Thank you so much. How's the day?
Well, it's a glorious day.
Is it?
We like it. Yeah.
What's making it so glorious?
Well, the serendipity of an unexpected phone call.
That's actually quite lovely. That's wonderful.
good.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Oak, do you have any questions for Bachelor number 1 to get to know him a little bit better? So make sure he has good intentions with your daughter.
Okay, Bachelor number 1. Bachelor number 1.
Yes, sir.
What is the number 1 way you would communicate that you value my daughter?
That's a very good question, Mr. Oak. I think first and foremost is to be very communicative, be very open, be very honest with one another.
Sure.
I think first and foremost, I think a lot of people right now just don't communicate.
Yeah.
And I think that's rude. I think it's keeping an open line of communication, make sure everybody's on the same page.
That's right.
Feeling safe and excited to be with one another, doing fun stuff and having
And fun
adventures.
stuff? What do you mean, Jay? What do you
Going
mean
to
by
museums. Going to hang out and grab coffees, exploring new places.
How's he doing so far, Mr. Oak?
Well, I think he was back on his heels at the initial response, but he's recovered nicely.
Okay,
That's good to hear.
Honestly, it's a fair assessment.
Well, Mr. Oak, get ready to meet Bachelor number 2.
Thank you,
Bachelor
Mr.
number
Oak.
2, why don't you introduce yourself and tell Mr. Oak what some of your interests are?
What's going on, Mr. Oak? My name is Will Whitwer. I love chatting and watching anime and I guess smoking marijuana, but if that may not be something you like, but that's something I like to do. It's legal in California, for the record.
Yes, he's not a criminal.
I'm not a criminal, and I've never been one.
And what is one of the things to Mr. Oak know? Once you get stoned, what are you sort of up to after that?
Well, I typically have about the stupidest thoughts in the world. Like, I haven't done a cartwheel since I was 11. Things like that. Like,
Did you do a cartwheel?
No.
Right now? Can you do a cartwheel right now?
I was never good, even as a child.
Could you try to do a cartwheel? And Mr. Oak, I'll tell you how he does. So Will's gonna get out. He's gonna try to do a cartwheel.
Yeah, but is this after being stoned or not?
No, he's not stoned.
No, he's not stoned.
Are you stoned right
Not
now?
after being stoned, then it wouldn't really count.
Yeah,
That's true.
exactly.
That's
He
true.
might be stoned. There's really no way to tell for sure.
But
with
he's
him.
okay, Mr. Oak. He's going over. He's starting
going for
his
it. He's
mount.
going for it.
He's starting for it. He's going for the mount. Okay, he tried.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Honestly, it was a 1.5.
It was more of a spin, I would say, than it was more of a spin.
It was a hand plant spin.
Yeah.
the hand plant spin. So,
And
Mr.
he
Oak,
took off his hat for that.
He did.
he certainly did. How's he doing in your eyes so far? Is he eligible to ravage your daughter?
Well, the ravaging would be up to her, but I'd say Bachelor number 2, even though his head is in the clouds a little bit, is pretty well grounded. I like Bachelor number 2, sure.
Okay, good.
Hell yeah, thank you,
That's
Mr. Oak.
awesome. Okay, we've got Mr. Oak. You've been doing so well so far. Now we've got one final bachelor for you to approve of before we get them to go on a date with your lovely daughter.
All three?
Now, all three of them are going to go on a group date. Now, Eric Striffler, would you please introduce yourself to the lovely Bachelorinos' father?
Hi, Mr. Oak. Dude, you look so familiar. Have we met?
I'm sure we haven't.
Are you sure? But your voice is so familiar. Your face is so familiar. Are you sure we haven't met?
Eric's crazy.
You don't by any chance know Nate?
There are lots of people named Nate in the world. I do know a few of them.
I swear I've seen you before. You don't remember Nate's barbecue? Eric.
This is crazy. A crazy approach to have been told no twice and insist. You're a fucking crazy person.
Well, anyway, Mr. Oak, it's nice to see you again.
Yeah. And Eric, why don't you let Mr. Oak know where you live?
In a van.
Yeah.
Sir, we must have lost connection. We must have lost connection.
Yeah, we must have lost connection because we can hear sort of this quiet stuff in the background, but we can't hear your voice.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, so perhaps in another time and in another life we have met.
As a daddy, I am often busy in making sure that my family has a healthy meal. Sometimes becomes extremely difficult, but luckily I have the help of Hungry Root. Hungry Root is like having your own personal shopper and nutritionist all wrapped into one. They take care of the weekly grocery shopping, recommending healthy groceries and meals tailored to your taste, nutrition preferences, and health goals. Obviously, you knew my family was eating down on the lemon pepper chicken with roasted potatoes and asparagus. Our box this week also came with these insanely good key lime pie cups, a single serving, perfect for me to snack down on while I was editing. And boy howdy, were they delish. They make it easy to eat high-quality, nutritious foods and achieve any diet or health goals, from anti-inflammatory to gut-friendly, gluten-free or dairy-free, high-protein, and more. All of Hungry Root's recipes can be made in just 15 minutes or less. With over 15,000 recipes shipped each week, there's something for every taste and nutritional preference. With my lovely little son, I obviously want to make sure that he's eating healthy so he grows big and strong, and I found this is a really easy, simple way to achieve that. You're gonna love Hungry Root as much as I do. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/perfectperson and use code perfectperson. That's hungryroot.com/perfectperson, code perfectperson, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/perfectperson, code perfectperson. If you know me and you know this show, then you know that I love cash. I love to have it, I love to save it, and I love to spend it. And luckily, there is a wonderful service that's going to help keep track of everywhere that you are spending the cash, so you can make sure you're maximizing those bills, honey. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and help you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. The first time I used Rocket Money, I saved the cost of Rocket Money by Rocket Money being like, hey, Miles, you forgot about these weird subscription services that you aren't even really using, that are charging you at weird times, so you're not even really noticing them because they're using a like coded thing that says like a company, but it's not that company. Anyway, Rocket Money helped me cancel those and thus saved me cash to be able to spend. I also love a service that helps me allocate like, okay, here's the amount of money that you're spending on meals. Here's the amount of money you're spending on bills. So I can kind of see a broader picture of my finances. Rocket Money is fantastic for that. See all your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money is going. For ones you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. They automatically scan your bills to find opportunities to save. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/perfectperson today. That's rocketmoney.com/perfectperson. rocketmoney.com/perfectperson. Now, Mr. Oak, if you could just rank the 3 bachelors from best to worst, and then we'd love to get them on a date with your daughter.
All right. Well, yeah, Sebastian number 3, I know less about you than when we first began.
Honestly, that's a good way to describe me.
And Bachelor number 2, I appreciate the authentic start there. Bachelor number 1, so I would go Bachelor number 2 in the first order, Bachelor number 1 in the second order, Bachelor number 3. Well, better luck next time.
All right. Wow. And that is exactly the order that we are going to go in reverse to date with your daughter. But just so you guys know, as you're on the date, Daddy's going to be there the whole time. So Bachelor number 3. Now, Mrs. Oak, are you still there?
Mrs. Oak. I hope it's Ms.
Ms. Oak. Miss Oak, you still there?
We're not from the South. It's not that kind of family.
Oh my gosh. So,
This guy's on fire.
Oak, now, are you still there? How do you think each of those guys did with your daddy?
Don't say that.
Miles is so in the pocket right now. It's crazy.
I think generally it could have gone better.
It could have gone better.
I think that's
Okay, but hold on. In fairness, Oak, how often do you meet the dad before the date?
Totally.
Daddy-daughter dance.
You have a point.
I guess if I were the DJ at a daddy-daughter dance, I might meet the daddy before the daughter.
DJ at a daddy-daughter dance. DJ at a daddy-daughter dance.
Man, it's a drag of a song.
Yeah. By the way, it is a sad song.
It's a bummer of a song.
I
man.
will say, I think it's easier generally for parents and dads specifically to like a partner if they're like their loved one says, "I like this person."
Yeah, we don't have any approval from your daughter yet.
Yeah.
It's like people he's bumping into in the grocery store.
Yeah, no, it's just
And who insists they know you.
you know that moment when
Weird fugue state.
3 eligible men approach your dad asking if he can approve of them. Well, Oak, I'm going to set you on a little speed date here where you and Bachelor number 3 are going to learn about each other as much as possible in exactly 100 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, so we are starting on the clock here, and let's go. Begin. Bachelor number 3, take it away.
Do what?
What do you mean, do
Date,
what?
Eric,
Date. You're on a date.
I thought you said speed dating.
We have 100 seconds.
Oh, shit. Have we started?
Yes, 90 seconds left.
Oak, has your dad ever been to the Gold Room?
Still trying to figure out where he knows your dad from.
I swear to God. Has your dad ever been, you know the Gold Room?
No, I don't think
Ask
so.
your dad if he knows the Gold Room. Nate at the Gold Room.
I think we gotta move on.
How much time do I have left?
60 seconds.
Oak, how are you?
I'm fine. How are
Okay.
you?
I'm fine. I'm just it's driving me crazy where I recognize your dad from. I swear.
Where are you going?
Where'd you say, where are you Are you guys driving right now?
30 seconds left.
Yeah.
Are you driving right now?
Yeah, we're driving.
Okay, incredible.
Yeah.
What did you get at the store? What store were you at, by the way?
Oh, we were at Office Max.
Office Max. Oh my God. Wait, that is not what I expected. What were you getting supplies for?
Getting a print of a painting done.
That's where I know him from. Your dad's a painter. Your dad's a painter that has painted. He paints at the Gold Room on Thursdays.
No,
And time up. Now, Oak,
I
I'm
need
going
you
to
guys
give
to
you...
do me a favor and find out where I know.
I'm going to give you the option, Oak, and this is 100% up to you. Do you want to extend the date by 30 more seconds?
I think I'm okay.
Wait, no, ask her dad.
Copy that.
Ask
Hey,
her dad.
Dad.
Oh, Dad.
You can get the parental override. Do you want to extend the date with Bachelor number 3 by 30 seconds?
Please.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
Copy that. Thank you so much. All right, Bachelor number 3 seems to be eliminated from the conversation, at least for now. Now we're going to go on a date with Bachelor number 1 in the middle spot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
He's in the middle spot. Oak, are you ready for another date with Bachelor number 1? This is with Jay.
Jay, is that his name?
That's my name.
That's Jay's name.
Jay. Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah, okay. Interesting start.
And Jay, remember, you're trying to learn everything you can. And Oak, you're going to want to learn everything you can about Jay so you can make an assumption if you want to be with him for the rest of your life.
Make an assumption.
All right. And here we go.
What a whirlwind of a day. It's
You're telling me.
It's absolutely been crazy. How you doing?
I'm as good as I was.
That's okay. Not as good as me?
I mean, probably not.
I don't know, maybe. What is the print that you're getting? What was the print that you're getting made?
Hey, that's not fair. That's not fair. He wasn't on my date.
Sorry,
hold on.
foul.
Pause. He wasn't on my date. He has
Hey,
to start
Jay.
from scratch and ask what she's doing.
I'm gonna have to give Jay a penalty kick.
Thank you. No, he gets the kick?
He gets the penalty kick.
Wait, what the fuck?
Will,
I
kick
should
Jay.
get the penalty
Kick Jay.
kick.
Kick Jay.
Oh God, that gonna hurt.
Penalty kick on Jay. Hey,
Jeez,
Jay,
he's got
just so
bony
you know, if I can jump in
heels.
here, Jay, this isn't going well. And you've got 70 seconds left to try to make Oak like you enough to want to let you...
Careful.
Okay. Yeah, watch out. Okay. Tell me about what kind of movies you like.
I've been watching a lot of rom-coms recently.
Love a rom-com. Which ones?
Oh, man. I'll be honest. I haven't been watching any classic rom-coms. I don't think I've ever seen The Notebook or what's the one with the remote?
I've never seen or Click is the one with the remote.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also love all the old Nora Ephron ones. I'm still getting to know people. I'm still getting to know. Have you seen You've Got Mail, When Harry Met Sally? Those are great ones.
Yeah. When Harry Met Sally is a classic. I do that one a lot.
Ugh, same. What kind of other
5 seconds left.
5 seconds. Okay, what's your favorite movie?
Oh God!
Time.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Don't answer.
What'd you
Don't
say?
answer. Do you want now, Oak? I'm going to give you the option. Do you want to extend? Do you want to extend the date by 30 seconds?
I feel like only to repeat my answer.
That's a yes.
All right, we got a 30-second rebuttal here, and Jay, take it away.
Okay, so tell me about your favorite movie. I don't know. It's tell me more about it.
I mean, what I said initially was Megamind. I'm not sure if I 100% agree with myself on that.
Sorry.
Can Jay revoke?
Foul.
Can Jay revoke the 30 seconds?
Pause. Jay, would you like to revoke the 30 seconds?
I actually have something to say about Megamind.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep
All
it
right.
going, Miles.
Hey,
Also,
hey,
you're
Oak?
messing. Honestly, Miles, you're messing with the flow.
All right,
Yeah.
Copy that,
Yeah.
Jay. Continue.
So actually, the other day I saw a commercial for Megamind on Peacock.com.
Sorry, pause. Hey, pause. Jay, that wasn't worth it.
You need a plug? What?
I'm not plugging it.
And by the way,
Are you sponsored by Megamind on
he
Peacock?
saw a commercial. He saw a commercial for the new TV series that they did, not the movie.
No, it was for the movies. It was for the movies that are on Peacock.
You have
more
said
than
you
one
can't
movie?
keep plugging Peacock for free.
I'm not plugging Peacock. I'm just wanting to say, oh my God, that's crazy. The
He's
other day
gonna
I was
censor that.
I wonder if Megamind is good again.
10 seconds left.
And you started again. So I think that's crazy how that, now we're talking about Megamind. That's honestly crazy.
It's so crazy.
All right. Looks like love is in the air. I can sense a spark. I can definitely sense a spark.
You smell it?
Oak, that was a question for you, I think.
No, it wasn't. It's not my time. My time is up. My time is up.
Hey, Dad, can we ask Dad just a vibe check in the room?
Well, we've lost all the oxygen out of the room.
Are you guys in a spaceship?
Are you guys okay?
Are you in a boat that's capsizing?
Because we can help you.
Yeah, we got 3 sailors on deck.
He's just trying to drive around, and I'm not sure where he's going.
Do you need help?
Sometimes it's so nice, the simplicity of just pulling the windows down, going for a drive, music blaring.
Well, it's not music, it's
three
us
strangers talking. Sonorous voices.
All right. Well, Oak, we've got one final date for you, and you know that it's got to be the king himself, Will Whitwer. And I want you guys to learn everything you can about each other. If you're compatibly, intellectually, culturally, sexually, in 100 seconds, we're going to be finding out a whole lot.
Ugh.
All right. Will?
Yeah.
Begin.
Hey, how's it going? How I'm sorry, there's too much pressure.
90 seconds.
Okay.
I can ask a question.
Yeah, why don't you ask a question? I would love to hear your question.
Classic.
What would you say with your free time?
What do I do with my free time? I don't necessarily use it super well, I will say. People are making some aggressive weed smoking gestures and sounds. That's not the only thing I do. I do other stuff. But I'm
not convinced.
I go to a lot of movies. I see a lot of movies in the theater. That's like one of the things I really enjoy the most. I enjoy the experience of being transported away.
Okay, so how do you feel about a movie date?
I like a movie date. I just don't think it's a good first date because
Thank you. Yes.
No, because it's like you're not talking to each other. The whole point of a first date is to have a
100%.
conversation, and you can do that on date 2 or 3. But day 1 is like, no, we're supposed to be looking each other in the eyes and being like, you know, having a nice time. Like a movie is not that. And if you're trying to talk during a movie, it makes you want to die. So it's like I'm gonna be silent, and if you're like trying to make comments to me, I'm gonna be like, well, this date's not working, you know.
That's super real.
But yeah, like I don't do anything that exciting. I'd like to develop more hobbies and stuff.
I hate to butt in because this is. I hate to butt in.
This is like her ex showing up.
Hey,
I hate to interrupt. I was noticing.
We're closing in 5 seconds.
Hey.
I hate to butt in, and I think I know the answer to this, Oak, but would you like to extend the conversation by 30 seconds?
Sure.
Let me ask you, what do you do with your free time? Like, how are you? Do you feel like you're satisfied with your? Because I have a lot of time anxiety. Do you ever worried about using the time, or do you feel like you have good productive hobbies and good outlets and stuff, and that you're a well-adjusted person?
I mean, I would hope.
You would hope so. Okay, so but do you feel that way? That's important though, because I'm saying I can tell you right off the bat, I don't feel that confident about my use of time. What do you do with it? How do you spend your time?
I spent a lot of time embroidering recently, which is kind of a grandma thing to say, but it's fun.
No, yeah. And is that something you can do like while watching TV or listen to a podcast or something? Because to me, that's the
while listening to this podcast specifically.
Very nice.
Yeah. Well, hello.
And that's time. Okay.
That was a meet cute.
Just to give a little review here, Will, sounds like you kind of grilled her.
That question literally took 12 years off my life.
Yeah, it took a while off my life. What do you do with your free time? Are you a valuable person?
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Will's fucking berating.
Are you going to waste my time?
You going to waste my time?
I waste my own time.
That's right. That's right. Well, Oak, it's finally time for you to pick one of our 3 eligible single bachelors that are ready to go.
Can I consult my dad?
Yeah, please consult your dad.
What do you think?
Well, yeah, I think, are these the guys always here in the morning that are just laughing?
Yeah.
And I'm like in the other part of the house and they're just laughing and I'm like, they must have a good
listening
life.
To the podcast.
So much.
They must have a good life, he said. That's so nice.
So the last gentleman you spoke with, there seemed to be some more conversation to be had.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way.
All right.
Yeah, I think
I've lost track. I feel like we're in a 3-card Monte. I can't remember who was 3 and who was 2 and who was 1.
You're talking about Bachelor number 2.
I just have one important question. Do you love the sea?
I rock with the C.
Correct.
As much as the average person.
All right, she rocks with the C. Well, Bachelor number 2 seems like you've won this round.
I don't think it's really a competition, but yeah, nice chatting with you. And your dad.
Would you care for Will Witwer's real phone number?
How easy it would be to fall for you. But that, of course, is something I won't do.
Obviously, there's no callback for that one because I can actually give a spoiler here. There was no update. Nobody reached out. Nobody found love with Mr. Oak or with his daughter, I suppose. But I think love was in the air that day, and I still am holding out hope for what ends up happening vis-a-vis Cupid's arrow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is, of course, time for the best caller of 2024. This is the number 3 caller, of course, from the Angela Giarratana episode of one of my favorite episodes I've ever done on the show. I'll say I did Angela's podcast. I've worked a little bit with Angela since. You know, you just meet someone and you're like, oh, wow, this is someone that's been my friend always. I just have not necessarily known them. But I'm a huge fan of Angela, obviously. She's so insanely funny and talented. And the episode was a hit. And we got along pretty immediately. And we ended up calling somebody back who, of course, dropped their cake while jumping over the subway turnstile. And the events that ensued were so tragic and terrible. So without further ado, please enjoy I Dropped My Cake Jumping Over a Subway Turnstile and the stunning update from several weeks later. Somebody dropped a cake. I feel like we just have to take this.
We have to tell them to pick it up.
No, yeah, this one's really, honestly, pretty important and pretty pressing. Okay. So we're going to have to take this call. Angela, I hope you're ready to put your serious hat on.
Hi, Miles. It was my birthday this week, and my friend homemade me a cake, and it was really beautiful. And then I dropped the whole thing on the subway platform when I was walking home by myself. And now she's asking me if I liked it and if it tasted good. And I don't know if I should tell her that I dropped it and make her feel bad that I didn't eat it, or if I should lie. Is this okay? Is lying okay sometimes?
Whoa.
You know? Thanks.
Call this woman.
We gotta call you back. This is a fucking serious issue. And I bet a lot of people are listening and they're thinking, I've gone through the same thing.
I've dropped my homemade cake from my
I dropped a cake once also.
Hello?
Hello. You have single-handedly called in with the most important call we've ever taken on the show. And we have to talk. We have to talk. Please, don't hang up. Don't hang up. We know you dropped a cake recently.
I did.
And we simply have to get to the bottom of it. What is your name? What we need a fake name. Angela, what is the name for this person?
What's the cake brands?
Oh, Sarah Lee?
You, Sarah Lee!
Sarah. Okay.
Oh, that's fabulous. I love it.
Sarah, the first thing I'm going to ask you is if I'm on speakerphone, take me off, baby. But if I'm not on speakerphone, then don't even worry about it.
You're not. I'm just standing on the street, so I have to have headphones in, so I'm not screaming.
Oh, perfect. Got it. Okay, cool. Well, Sarah.
Otherwise, you'll have to listen to New York City, like, beep behind you. So I'm trying to keep it quiet.
Taxi!
I'm walking here. Okay.
Yep, that's the whole thing.
So I certainly hear the city in the background.
Wow. It's almost like fake New York sound.
I was so sorry.
It is palpable. It sounds like you're in a soundstage.
I smell New York from that sound.
The halal cart. So you dropped a cake. That much we know.
I did.
Talk to us about the dynamic between you. Well, first of all, talk to us about the cake.
Talk to us about the cake and the baker.
Yeah.
So this cake was a homemade cake made for me by a very dear friend who surprised me with it on my birthday. And it was chocolate cake. And I had not tried it, which is devastating to me emotionally and spiritually. And I was trying to hypothetically maybe get on a sort of public transportation without paying, maybe.
You were jumping a turnstile
With a cake in your hand?
That is crazy.
You were jumping?
How did you? Were you going legs first or head first? You ran and tried to like. I wish there was security camera footage of you jumping, like bunny hopping over the turnstile.
I thought you were just in your kitchen.
No, I tried to roll it back a little bit and then kind of like roll it forward, like where you kind of like wedge yourself through the side.
And was the cake covered in like wrapping? Or were you just raw dogging it on a plate?
Were you raw dogging the cake one-handed on a plate or what?
No. No, it was in a Tupperware container, but when I fell, I'm so sorry.
You are shouting over an ambulance that is driving by.
This ambulance has been backing out for 10 minutes.
I'm trying to go into a grocery store where there's like
probably an even louder area.
Yeah, that would be
I know.
No, that's very sweet
funny.
of you. Thank
you. I imagine you're jumping into the grocery store.
We're trying to jump the turnstile into a grocery store. So you're trying to jump the turnstile. You're holding the cake with one hand, and you get stuck. What happens next?
Yeah.
Yes. I catch like my back foot on the little like leg of the turnstile, and I fall forward, and I drop the cake in the Tupperware, and it then bounced it like the lid of the Tupperware wasn't super locked on, I guess. And it just like fell out and went like cake first onto the ground.
Oh, icing first?
Icing first.
You could have saved it if it was bottoms up.
Upside down like a cartoon, like.
Yeah, plastic bouncing. Whew.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh my God. So did you put it back in the Tupperware? Or did you just go?
I just left.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
I would have.
You said leave it for the rats.
Yeah, give it to them. Happy birthday.
Yeah,
rats.
they deserve a little treat.
They do deserve a little treat.
We'll get cake down there.
And now talk to me about the baker, because the cake sounds amazing. And honestly, we do stand trying to jump a turnstile.
Yeah.
Subway should be free. But
100%.
So your baker, and now I understand you've also joined a mariachi band and hung up the phone. Oh my God.
I imagine the phone went flying into the air.
She was trying to jump the turnstile. The mariachi band who was near her fucking ran into her. No!
And the ambulance ran over her phone.
It's truly like unbelievable the amount of sound coming from her.
Cartoon.
This is single-handedly my worst nightmare.
Are you still there? Like I said, I almost feel like you're in a war-torn country, like reporting live. Like we tried to call you, your phone was off. We like texted you, and now you're like, we cannot get the cake story out, but we need it.
For what it's worth, it is also like pouring rain.
No,
so like
you're
I'm really
kidding,
like,
Sarah Lee.
Sarah, no.
So this could not be better. This could not be better.
Oh my God, Sarah, this is wild. Okay, so are you dry? Are you inside somewhere?
I'm kind of like hovering under a awning of like a restaurant.
Okay,
I'm dry adjacent.
Stay there. We'll be there in 12 hours. We're getting on a plane.
They're getting us flights.
I feel like a starving Victorian child, just like, hello.
So who baked you the cake?
Yeah, who baked the cake?
A very, very dear friend of mine who found out that it was my birthday.
And
I didn't have 27.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. And I wasn't doing anything because I'm not a big birthday bash kind of gal. But she surprised me with the cake and made a couple of friends sing me a little song, and it was very sweet. And we didn't have forks or anything, so she was like,
"Just take it home.
Just take it home and share it with your partner, and then tell me how it is."
Oh,
that I would punt it into the ground.
Oh,
yeah. So it's been a devastating couple of days.
Did she like text you, or was it in person when she was like, "How was the cake?"
Yeah.
Oh, she texted me this morning and was like, "Hey, how was it?"
I'll tell you what. I think you got to tell her what happened. You got to come clean.
Because what happened is charming.
What happened is really charming. And
it's really adorable.
Yeah, what you need to tell her is you need to give her a call or maybe do this in person.
Yeah. And say,
okay.
When I tell you the story of your cake.
Yeah. You asked me how it was and it's more complicated than that.
And you have to be like, it's basically the beginning of a rom-com.
It is. Yeah.
But it ends in a sad, and you have to, you should be as honest as you were with us. It was sweet because we could hear in your voice that you thought this was such a kind gift and you're not like a birthday person.
That's right.
So I think if you just lead with how hurtful you felt, how sad you felt when the cake went.
That's right.
She's going to know that the cake meant something to you.
She's going to know that the cake wasn't just a cake. It was love.
It was love.
It was a gift.
It was love.
The birthday bash was the cake we made along the way.
Yeah.
But what if she feels bad and tries to make me another? Like, what if she's like, oh no.
Then bring forks and eat it there.
By the way, always bring forks. Honestly, I'm surprised about your restraint because if I got a cake and I'm fucking bare knuckling it on the subway, I'm definitely going to take a little swipe, right?
100% I'm swiping.
Slip, just a little icing swipe.
I'm jumping and swiping.
Yeah. Also, what kind of Tupperware was it? What kind of Tupperware? Shout them out because you got to go Gladlock at least.
At least 4 sides.
Yeah. Come on.
It was like a generic like Meyer brand, which is just like a grocery store. It wasn't even wasn't a trusted Tupperware. It was so sad.
Fuck her.
Yeah, fuck
that Tupperware being.
She was returning. She put the cake in my Tupperware. And
I didn't mean fuck her. I meant fuck the Tupperware.
Yeah. She put the cake in your Tupperware that she was returning. Good friend.
Oh my God. Good friend.
Everything about this is terrible. So,
maybe you make her a cake and give her your Tupperware. Oh no, she's giving the Tupperware back. I thought,
and we're getting lost in the Tupperware and who has it, but I think that we should. I do like your suggestion of making her a cake.
Yeah, you should make her a cake.
I think you should make her a cake and say, I need to tell you what happened. And then you can sort of tell her the story, and then you guys can share the cake.
Split the cake.
Yeah, oh, that's lovely.
But don't move with the cake. Keep the cake. Stationary.
Text her and be like, you have to come to my house.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea because you will have to travel with the cake on the subway. And also, I think that a little advice for you is don't try to jump a turnstile while you're holding a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Jump a turnstile to me because you also got to run from the police if they're right there.
100%. You got a cake in your hand.
Yeah, you got a cake in your hands. If they're going to be like, oh, we're about to, you couldn't have run. You have too much cake.
Maybe jump the turnstile when you're doing like single rider.
Yes,
with your body.
Okay.
Single rider like at Disney.
Like at Disneyland. And just, when you're not holding much.
But you are telling me that it's good to jump the turnstile is what I'm gathering as well, right?
I don't give a shit. You know that the fucking NYPD fucking pieces of shit, they basically spent it was some unbelievable, it was like $150 million they spent trying to catch people who jumped the turnstile. And it caught on extra police to try to stop people from jumping the turnstile. And it would have cost them like $60 million to make the subway free for every person in New York City. So it's like the math doesn't work out. It's like you spent more money trying to catch the several thousand people that
you can't do anything.
Yeah, you could have just spent that money to make the subway free. It's all fucking bullshit.
God, that's so fucking stupid.
That's really crazy.
They just bought like a subway patrol robot. There's like a little robot guy that beats around down there.
Oh, that robot's gonna get cake and shit on its face.
Fucking take those robots. AI has gone too far. You gotta fucking kick the robot. But I think you're gonna need to have a one-on-one with your friend, and you're gonna need to only jump the turnstile when you know you have the speed to run away from the police and the fucking robots that are there.
That's true. All right, I take all of this and I absorb it, and I'm gonna use it to change my life.
Thank you so much. Please
go out there and change.
Go out there and change, and I will expect a call back because the people are going to be waiting for how this turned out.
We got to know about the dropped cake.
We got to know.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry for putting you through my live reporting of the streets of New York City.
Consider yourself our New York correspondent. Thank you so much for calling in. And I'll talk to you later. You have a great day.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye. That was unreal. It's 2025, and you may have goals of working for yourself. You may have little goals or business ideas. And let me just tell you that Shopify is how you're going to make it happen. Shopify makes it simple to create your brand, open for business, and get your first sale. Get your store up and running easily with thousands of customizable templates, no coding or design skills required. All you need to do is drag and drop. Their powerful social media tools lets you connect all your channels and create shoppable posts and help you sell everywhere people scroll. Shopify makes it easy to manage your growing business. Obviously, everybody knows that I am an entrepreneur. And Shopify is the most trusted and used by all of the people I know service when it comes to selling. If you're trying to sell literally anything or start a small business or even start a big business, Shopify is going to be the top choice for that business. With Shopify, your first sale is closer than you think. Established in 2025 has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/perfectperson, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/perfectperson to start selling with Shopify today. Shopify.com/perfectperson.
Hello?
Hello, hello. It's, of course, Perfect Person Platinum, and I'm here to find out the stunning conclusion to the cake you dropped.
Oh, I'm so happy to be back. You should know that this has become like a fixture in my life.
What?
People ask me about this.
Really? That's incredible.
Because it's all I could talk about for like a day and a half. And now I made my partner listen to the episode for me because I couldn't bear to do it.
I would say it's one of my favorite calls of all time on the show, I think.
Oh, thank you so much, because I hung up the phone and literally went, that could not have gone worse. So
No. You were very, very funny. You went through so many trials and tribulations to even stay on the phone. It was pouring rain. There was an ambulance. You were in the subway. It was insane. But just what an electric phone call and what an electric story. And last time I talked to you, it was, we told you to have a meeting with the friend and say, hey, I dropped your cake, or maybe bring your friend a cake. We gave you a couple options for how to remedy the situation because you didn't get to have a little taste of that cake. Now I'm wondering, how did it all go? How did it turn out for you?
So part of my urgency last time was I was likely going to see that friend in the evening. So I was like, I got to get this now. So
of course.
I stopped into a little bakery later, and I got her some cookies, a little box of cookies. And when I saw her this evening, I was like, hey, I have to tell you something, which is a terrible way to start a conversation, because she was like, oh, you're dying?
Yeah, right.
And I was like, no, I'm good. And I was like, I was jumping the turnstile and I dropped your cake and you worked really hard on it. And I'm so sorry. And she starts cracking up because she said that the secret of the cake was she had made it look beautiful, but it was a box cake mix, so I didn't even need to feel that bad.
Wow. That's honestly, that's the perfect scenario. She wasn't like, I slaved over this cake. I made the most amazing cake with my personal ingredients.
Correct. She was like, oh girl, that was a box, and this is so charming and fun that I don't even care about the cake. Let's eat these cookies together and just fist bump about it. And then we were fine.
That is, what a joy. What a joy that you sort of, and by the way, talk to me about your decision to have it be cookies. You said, I'm going to change the pastry.
I wish I had a good answer, but that is what they had. And I said, fine, I'll grab a sweet treat and I'm going to go.
You said that is good enough. What type of cookies were they? Bagged cookies or were they freshly made?
They were, I guess I can say the bakery. They were Levain or Levon cookies, the big.
Those cookies are so fucking good, by the way.
They're so good.
Yeah. Okay. That's a famous cookie.
Yeah.
That is incredible. And I'm glad. Levain, by the way. So I said cookies as if you had downgraded it. To me, a Levain cookie is way better than a boxed cake.
I agree. And she said that also. She said, oh, I feel like now I have to give you another baked good. And I was like, no, the saga has to be done. We have to be over. But then we ate some cookies and
laughed, and now this is like a charming tale that we tell people.
And
It's
every
very fun.
year from this year on, you have to drop a cake jumping the turnstile to just remember those sweet times, remember those sweet moments. Well, tell me about this friend. You talked a little bit about your friendship, but who is this person to you?
So she is one of when I moved here, and she was someone I met at acting school because I moved here to be an actor like everyone else. And she was like my first New York friend when I was like, the city is so lonely and scary.
Yeah.
And she is like somebody that I've gotten very close to. We just finished producing an off-Broadway play together, so that was like a delight.
Oh, great.
And she's getting married in September, and I'm in her wedding, and like she is ultimately like a very special, wonderful friend who I am like so happy to have in my life, and happy to go through the trials for her.
Of course, it makes the emotional gravitas of the dropped cake hit even harder. That she's someone that's very close to you in real life.
She did tell me that I was not allowed near her cake at her wedding, and I said, that's fair, actually.
If you drop the cake at her wedding, you have to call me back.
You'll actually never see me again. I'll just fade into mist or something.
Dropping someone's wedding cake, I would just move. I would have to move cities. I would be so embarrassed to drop a wedding cake. Every time, by the way, people are dancing near a wedding cake, I'm like, get away. Like if somebody goes,
you're too close. Please put your arms in. Like I can't. Like,
oh no, keep your arms inside the vehicle. Well, thank you so much for your update. I really appreciate it, and I wish you the absolute best of luck jumping the turnstile in the future.
Oh, I have done it since, and I will continue to do it because the NYPD is a joke. So.
Absolutely. Fuck the NYPD. Thank you so much, and talk to you later.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
'Cause we've agreed between you and me, we're nothing more than friends. How silly it would be to put this friendship to an end.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time
How crazy
for the number
that
2 best caller of 2024. This is from the Jarvis and Jordan episode. Of course, Jarvis Johnson, Jordan Adika came on the show. Those guys get me going. Okay, those guys. I met them like a few times in passing, but I didn't really know them that well until they came on the show. And I had so much fun with them. And we had one of the crazier calls I think we've had on the show. This is, of course, I'm referring to my brother is dating our cousin. And we were stunned by this. This is sort of one of those moments where people really let you into a vulnerability of their lives, like a very interesting circumstance. This is what the show is made for. The show is made for callers like this, where it's like this crazy thing's happening in my life and I can't really talk to people about it because it's so bizarre. And technically there's a bunch of loopholes and there's a lot of complicated factors that tie in. That's what the show's made for. And I thought Jarvis and Jordan were so funny on this call. And then actually I talked to this person recently just for this best of episode because I realized I had not done a callback. So I did a callback last week and I popped it right in here for you. So please enjoy My Brother is Dating Our Cousin. And of course, the stunning callback that transpired about the Thanksgiving dinner they all spent together with the family.
Miles, I have a conundrum. Basically, my brother is dating, and has been for a while, a distant-ish cousin of ours. And it's a strange situation because as wild as it sounds, I really don't mind it all too much. As wild as it sounds, I really don't mind it all too much, which I know how that sounds, I'm sure, on my part as well.
Why tell us that part?
Yeah, don't include your first one.
Really, my question is, how do I proceed when it comes to the rest of my family? Because I don't know if they know. So I need help. I need to process this.
We're going to need some more details here on what it's like to date your own cousin.
Why is it even her problem?
Well, I think the ish was doing a lot of weight on that. Was it close-ish, distant-ish cousin?
Yeah, that's really...
Yeah, because either, I would say, first cousin or it's a distant cousin. If you're saying distant-ish, does that
What does that
mean
mean?
cousin, but you didn't grow up together?
Like, yeah, he's
cousin from Ohio.
He's a first cousin. Yeah,
right.
first cousin, but he lives far away. It's a long distance relationship.
And he's so sexy.
I know. How do you fall into that too? Like you must have met because you're cousins.
At family reunion, you're like, damn.
You're like,
my family's kind of fine.
That guy's
Working through
pretty
Ancestry.
hot. Yeah.
Ancestry.com. Like,
Hello.
Hello, you called perfect person, and I'm here to call you back because your brother is dating your cousin.
I cannot believe this is happening. I desperately need to leave.
You need to
Hold on.
leave.
They found out.
Yes, I need to leave my house.
Oh, I see.
Right, because no one can hear. By the way,
Yeah.
hello, I'm Jarvis. I'm a guest here today.
Yeah, this is Jarvis Johnson and Jordan Adika, and they're here to help figure out the situation with your brother.
hello, nice to meet you.
Okay, we got in the car. Okay, we are ready to go.
All right.
We're in the car.
Perfect.
Secure.
We're in the on the move.
We're in the car.
We're in a white Ford Bronco.
She's fucking go on the news. So why don't you tell us what's going on?
Here's how it's going. So, okay, my husband's overhearing all of this, by the way.
What up?
But
What's up, brother?
basically, my uncle, who is also like a half uncle, married, his wife at the time. I guess I don't know where they at now.
Married his wife. Okay.
Married his wife at the time.
Perfect.
She had children from a previous marriage, and then over time, my uncle adopted those kids legally.
Okay.
Cool. Chad move.
Damn.
Yeah.
I dig that.
So-
Bring the family together.
Epic.
Beautiful thing.
Love it.
Yeah.
That lad.
So
King.
flash forward a couple years.
Like Lost season 5.
Flash forward a couple years. She's in a situation where she needs to move from her household at the time. They're in the same state, so
Wait, who needs to move?
my adopted cousin.
Your adopted cousin needs to move from her home.
And so my brother says, hey, come live with me because they're in the same state.
So there's no blood relation to the cousin.
Gotcha.
As I'm sure that this
Literally
guy
at
is
all.
saying to his friends every day.
Yeah, there's no blood
It's
between
fine.
If a train is leaving the suburbs of Chicago at 2:41 p.m. and it's heading to my cousin,
The Ford Bronco has left the
Incest
highway,
is
yeah.
fine if it's technical.
Yeah. It's very logistic.
It's
space.
logistic. Yeah, okay.
Got it. So then she moves in with your brother, and it was just because it was like, hey, cousin, I need a place to live.
Oh God, it's
cousin, I'm stuck in the laundry. Hey, step bro.
Can't believe this is happening. Yeah. Yeah.
This is like a meet. This is like a meet cute.
Fast forward another couple. I truthfully have no idea how long. But flash forward a couple more years. And my previously fiance, now husband, and I are visiting. My brother drops on us that they're dating while we're in the car.
Damn,
and I was like, oh, okay.
That's your cousin, right?
I was rather quiet for a good couple minutes.
Did he know it was a weird thing to drop? Was he like, by the way, I know this is going to be crazy, but I am dating our cousin.
Guess who got laid?
I think I think he was. I think he was just like, hey, just so you know, one of those things. So
Oh, okay,
yeah,
gosh, of course.
it's still. I think regardless of how much, like forewarning you can get, I don't think anybody's necessarily prepared for that.
Yeah,
sort of
no one's
event.
prepared
You know what I
for
mean?
that.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
yeah.
We've all been there.
I mean, Jordan. But my question for you is also: did you guys grow up as cousins, or was this like were the adopted kids and that happened? Did that happen when you were sort of like teenagers or adults? When did that happen from your brother's perspective?
I was probably like preteen age, so we definitely didn't like know. Like I didn't grow up with her. I can only truly recall like one instance where we like went out to SeaWorld as a family, and then already problematic.
One is enough.
And then fast forward this. So I still struggle though, because sometimes if I'm not thinking about it in that context, I still refer to her as my cousin in my head.
Yeah.
And to other people, I'd probably be like, yeah, my cousin. But that's where
Yeah, that's tough. When did you, after the first conversation with your brother, were you like, but it's our cousin, right? Or like, did you have any sort of back and forth being like, but
I
this is kind
truthfully
of
can't remember. I don't know if
Okay.
I blacked out.
Are you sure it happened at all? Was this a dream?
It could be all a dream.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. Truthfully, it was. I mean, they've been together for a good couple years now.
Wow.
Whoa.
And the family doesn't know.
Here's the crazy thing.
Oh, yeah, no, please let us know the crazy thing, because so far it's been pretty normal.
Vanilla,
Yeah, it's normal vanilla stuff.
Been there, done that. What may sound crazy on my end to most, I can imagine, is that honestly, I'm kind of here for it in a weird way, because my brother's walked through a lot in his life. He's a veteran.
Oh,
and
wow.
He,
so many layers.
There's so many layers.
There's always something new.
Sorry. We're trying to listen. There's so many layers to this story, and your brother is a very sympathetic character now. Tell me about it. Tell me.
Yeah.
Sorry, we interrupted you. What were you saying?
Yes. So he's a veteran, struggled with PTSD when he came back home. And she was very kind of pivotal. I feel like she's been pretty pivotal in his kind of transition back to that. Because it was a really rough couple of years the first time. And the reason why he was even in that state is to kind of help him get the resourcing and get out of like where we were.
Right. Sure.
Was he was back from the service, but for a couple of years before they started dating and maybe getting his recovery going?
Yes.
Or they, okay, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Well, that's great. I mean,
But I would say
that's beautiful.
being there in that state and then being together with her, honestly, has kind of been the in my opinion, the biggest game changer of him kind of coming back to himself and his personality and all that.
Right. So what I'm hearing is, this is Jarvis, by the way. What I'm hearing is this relationship is perfect in every way except for one technicality, and I have a solution.
Yeah, pretty much.
We have to
honestly.
burn the adoption papers.
That's right. Yeah.
If it weren't for their
See,
selfish dad.
That's the crazy part. Like they technically currently share the same last name. Still. Yeah.
Interesting.
The story is like an onion.
Yeah.
An onion that was given to you by your cousin that you banged.
Yeah, that
you I mean, that does not bode well that they have the same last name.
Doesn't.
But also
Time saver.
it actually is a time saver.
It is a time saver, dude.
Kind of
Could take some
convenient.
paperwork down the road. Yeah,
Okay. Maybe it's convenient to have sex with your cousin. But
Say no more. Oh, thank God. That actually
maybe
saves
that's
me a lot of guilt.
Title of the episode.
there we go.
It's us.
No, I'm all the time thinking of the title of the episode. Okay, well, so what do you need help? Because you actually seems to be happy for your brother that he's gonna seemingly marry your cousin.
And while we were all initially off board about your position, I do think that upon unraveling some of the layers of this onion, I have become more sympathetic to your perspective.
Thank his cousin for their service.
That's correct. Because it sounds like your brother was like, did an amazing thing. And,
Was in
then
dire straits.
In dire straits, was helped to rehabilitated by your cousin, who then he dated.
That's what family's for.
You know what I mean? That's what family's for.
Absolutely so correct.
I never thought it would come out pro cousin.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm so rarely pro incest.
yeah, this is one of those times. This may be one of those times.
Miles, you got me.
You got me. You really set this up. You found the technically perfect way to get us to say, you know what? Maybe incest is okay.
And it's a story only including extremely virtuous people adopting these children in the first place.
The other thing is my cousin is Mother Teresa. And she's actually, fed and saved millions.
The perfect scenario. I mean, it sounds like
I can't believe this is happening.
It sounds like your brother's happy. Your family doesn't know, though, is what you said?
I truthfully have absolutely no idea what anybody knows.
Blame the right
I know
guest.
that me and my husband know, and that's. I think my mom knows, but my father, I honestly have no idea. And my father's the one who that's his side of the family.
Right.
I was going to say, it's really a pet peeve for him.
Yeah.
Incest.
The question that I quote need advice for is, what do I do if and when my family finds out? Because I think ultimately they'll ask me if I knew, and I'm gonna feel inclined to say
Yes.
I think there are ways to not reveal how much information you know without lying.
Yeah, right.
Like, you could be like, I heard tell, but I wasn't.
Fables
Through the
pond the
grapevine.
wind.
Through the, I mean, I was.
Legends.
I
The
had
bards
a.
sing of it in the taverns across Beirut.
I had but an inkling, but perhaps I was not fully privy to the situation
had a hunch.
in its entirety.
Yeah.
I knew he was a cousin fucker, but I didn't know at all.
I knew he was a friggin' pimp.
Yeah.
But
I knew he messed with cousins, but I didn't know it was
yeah. But because there are details to this that you don't know, like some of the time, how long things were going on. So I say don't learn that, so that there's a little bit of plausible deniability.
So it's not
Stay
like
blissfully ignorant.
Weird question to ask ever.
That's a good point. Yeah, it wasn't like the cousin arrived and he was like, "I simply must have that cousin." But
Fetch me my kin.
Fetch me.
I simply must have that cousin. Is I think never a unique sentence never been uttered before,
and should not be again.
I mean, I think you support your brother. Also, I feel like if anyone's like, "Well, you didn't tell me," you can keep a secret for your brother. Like that's kind of like close family. If your extended
Honestly,
family's mad.
In the scenarios in which I've thought about how I am to respond, because who doesn't think about how they're supposed to respond if someone gets asked if their brother's messing with their cousin. But in the scenarios of which I thought about it, I really just feel like I'm ultimately just going to default to it's none of my business to tell.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like it was never my business to tell in the first place. Even though I was almost explicitly asked, "Is he dating anybody?"
By the way, do you like the cousin for your brother? Do you think they're a good match? Do you think the cousin's a good match for your brother?
She's honestly a sweetheart. Like I honestly, I'm very thankful for her. And I mean, I liked her from the beginning,
but not like that.
Yeah,
but not like.
Yeah, is this coming from a place of jealousy?
She's an absolute sweetheart. Like whatever I am to call her in my life, I will gladly call her.
Yeah.
Jumping forward to the end game here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm imagining a wedding.
Oh, I'm not.
You don't think they'll?
I'm not.
You don't think they'll do it?
They're not very traditional people.
Oh, they're not very traditional.
No.
I think that much is obvious.
That is really I'd say clear. Incest at one point in time was very traditional.
Right.
Worrying degree.
Hyper traditional. Jordan is British. He knows a lot about that.
Yeah. As I said, look, incest. Not bad. This feels like when someone just extremely charismatic convinces you of something through pure vibes.
Yeah, right.
Where I might get off this call and be like, "Did I just say incest?"
Well, okay. If they're not planning
related.
on getting, they're not related. First of all, important.
No, literally zero
Important distinction. They're not blood related,
and they also didn't hang out a lot as cousins as kids.
If they met once,
they floated at SeaWorld.
Yeah, they floated at SeaWorld. Oh.
Lock me
Which
up.
actually he wasn't even there at the time, so it was me that.
Okay, but then also
it was more of a like
we're really
we were aware, and there was a few overall the year's family functions, but he again was kind of after the service, all that fun stuff.
Right.
So not really even able to be involved in those things at that point.
Right.
And if they're not traditional, and there's not going to be a big family gathering. I don't know if y'all have family reunions or anything.
I'd be rather surprised. I would be rather surprised.
Yeah.
And so it kind of is a little bit if a little technical incest falls in a forest and no one can hear it, then why,
does it even make a sin?
Does it even make a sin?
Schrodinger's cousin.
If a bear messes with their cousin, and nobody hears it, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
If a bear has full consensual sex with a tree in the woods, is it cool?
I guess also I'm curious. What I'm curious about for their relationship is, do they have a sense of humor about it? Are they like, all right, cousin, like, you know what I mean? Like, because to me,
I think I would prefer if they didn't.
I don't think that at this point they refer to each other as cousins. I'm almost positive that's not the case.
You should. Could you think you can have a little bit of fun with it?
You'd be like, hey, remember when we went to SeaWorld or whatever?
Because if there wasn't the technical familial relationship, and this were like
if there was zero adoption papers,
right,
we wouldn't even.
And that's why I'm saying we have to get rid of the adoption papers.
That's right.
The deed.
We have to find the adoption papers
and burn
eradicate them.
Yeah,
and I mean, all things considered, like they're both adults. Do the adoption papers exist?
Yeah. What happens? What happens to those? What happens to the adoption after you become 18? legally.
Yeah.
You become their parent.
I don't know.
Right. It flips.
I mean,
tell them when to go.
I'm just the sister in this process.
Yeah, no, because I don't know this, and I was adopted. Like I was like when I became 18, I was like under legal guardianship, and then when I became an adult, I was like free as a bird to date any of my cousins.
Yeah, that's a good point. As long as you're not blood related.
As long as you're not blood related, it doesn't count.
You were free to find a cousin.
Yeah, you know what? I think this is all fine.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think that your brother's a hero, and he can date his cousin if he wants to.
That's why he's a hero.
Exactly. In your book,
he's my hero.
Yeah. This dude's my hero. But academia. But I do think, you know, if the family brings this up, it's actually fine. Just be like, it wasn't my business to tell. It's fine.
Well, I think the best part of this, like, I think that a lot of our concern has really just been understanding the nuances of the story. But your core question, right? Exactly. But your original conundrum was about what do you do? Yeah. And I think you don't have anything to worry about.
No, you're
very
good.
sweet of you to take on the
I do recommend you and your husband do a DNA test. Maybe a little family tree analysis.
Make
sure.
Yeah. He's 100% that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're from entirely two separate sides of the world. So
yeah, but you know,
you
never know. There was lots of, Pangea.
Yeah, Pangea used to be one.
It used to be one, and people walked all around.
We were all the same race.
Yeah.
The human race.
Yeah, black.
Yeah, we have an ancestry for our dog. We got to do that too.
Yeah.
Oh, make sure your dog's not your cousin. Well, we would be having a different conversation.
Or I guess you adopted them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think
who adopted who?
Yeah, you don't need to worry about this, but just support your brother. It sounds like he's been through a lot, and I give him full permission to date his cousin.
Emotional support cousin.
Yeah. I will report emotional support cousin. That's great.
Thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate it, and you have the most wonderful day.
Yeah, I wish you the best.
Thanks for chatting with us.
Can I get a fake name?
Oh, absolutely. Fake name, Jordan.
Scramble.
Thank you for calling in.
Scramble.
And you have the best
Also,
day.
I don't know if you're into screenwriting or writing at all, but you should definitely turn this into a story.
It's
no
so
one will see
funny.
the ending coming.
No one will see the ending coming.
Yeah.
No, not at all. All right. Bye, Scramble.
Bye,
Thank
Scramble.
you guys so much.
Bye. Holy shit.
That was wild.
We just endorsed incest.
Oh, there it is.
Shit.
That was
Jesus
the one
Christ.
thing I said I wasn't going to do.
Hello. How's it going?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing so well. Lovely to hear from you. Freaking what is literally up? How was your Christmas?
It was so good.
What is literally up?
I understand that you have some updates for us. Last time we spoke, your brother, who is a veteran, was dating your cousin. And the family seemingly didn't know, but like maybe your mom knew, but your dad didn't know. And I understand from the text that you sent, the text line, that there has been some updates.
Yes, there have.
Okay.
I also want you to know, as soon as you were like, your brother who is a veteran, I almost spit out my coffee. Because I got lunch and coffee in preparation for this like little tea chest because I'm very excited for this.
That's amazing.
Yes. So we all had Thanksgiving dinner together. So my brother and my dad just recently bought a home like within 10 minutes of each other in the same state. So this is my brother's first time in his brand new home, and he wanted to host Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
And it's only like 7-8 hours away from us. So we were like, let's make a trip out of it. Let's go. So me, my husband, and then my mom and my stepdad all drive up to where they're living. And that was our plan for Thanksgiving.
Right.
So mind you, when I first heard of that, I think that's when I first texted you, or I think I might have mentioned this in the last call.
Yeah.
When I first heard of this, I was like, how is this going to go down? Because I'm like, who knows what? Like, what are we not going to say? And I just looked at Kevin, my husband. I looked at my husband and I'm like, how are we going to respond? Like, what's our duty of care here? Like,
Right. And you also,
specifically was like, what do we do?
You knew. So sort of also like,
oh yeah,
what
known.
You've known for a long time. So what do you say to your family about how much you knew? This is a tense situation. And by the way, when this was decided, it was like, oh, we're all going to do Thanksgiving. This was not mentioned. Like, did your brother tell you this, or did you guys decide you were all going to do it together?
My family hasn't had a Thanksgiving all together in a really long time. With all four, like me, my mom, my sibling, my brother, and my dad have not had a Thanksgiving together in a really long time. So my husband was like, no, let's honor that and let's all go and let's be together. We're like, okay, cool. So that when we came to that conclusion, we were like, oh, that means like we have to probably discuss this. Like that means that something surely we must talk of it. No?
Yes, like how can you get through it without discussing this thing that has been a big secret?
Which is so funny. Okay, so now we are talking. So mind you, I think I mentioned it last time. I don't remember. But my stepdad, my parents are all super close, by the way. Like there's no bad blood at all. It's
nice.
Honestly a real blessing. There's no bad blood at all. Like when we went to go, my mom and my stepdad stayed at my dad and my stepmom's house. Like they slept at their house. We're all there. Everyone's super close. And my stepdad was like, yeah, and your cousin's going to go live with him, which will be great to kind of help him with the mortgage and all this. And I'm like,
No. And by the way,
mind you, he's so removed from the situation because it's not even remotely close to his side of the family. So he's so removed from the situation. He really doesn't know what's up.
Yeah, and also, by the way, you being like everyone's close, like there's no bad blood, almost makes it more challenging because
everyone's almost perhaps a bit too close.
The familial bonds are too strong.
Yeah. I realize that statement sounds like that, but so then fast forward. So we're on the drive up. No one is mentioning it. Like we're just talking about how excited we are that he's finally settling down. Cause I think in the previous calls I mentioned, like he struggled a lot with PTSD and like coming back to civilized, civilian life and all that. And so I've just been super excited for him to be settled down. Mind you, I know too, he's doing really well because she's been such a blessing in his life as well. I was sick as an absolute dog on the drive up. I think I got a bug or something the day before. So we get there. Again, I'm super sick. And so we get there. My brother meets us outside. And we're all just super excited. I'm super sick. I just need to get out of the car. So I just like hurry and bustle my way out of the car. We get there. Everyone's super excited, whatever. So can I get a fake name for my brother and my cousin? Because I don't want to get confused.
Of course. Your brother's name is going to be Peter. And your cousin's name is going to be Danielle. Peter and Danielle.
Peter and Danielle. Okay, great. So Peter meets us outside. I feel like I'm still going to slip and say the real name. Peter meets us outside and helps us get some of the bags and whatever. Danielle's inside waiting for us. Now, Danielle, remember, is sunshine incarnate. Like she's an absolute angel. Like she's a really sweet girl. So she's like starting to take care of me as I'm coming in green. And she's like starting to take care. Then as I'm like coming in just to sit down and settle my stomach, whatever, I overhear my mom come in. And then my mom comes to Danielle and is like, hi. She goes into like, it's giving, I'm meeting my son's girlfriend for the first time energy, right? So that's the energy she meets her with. Mind you, in my head, I'm like, they definitely know each other. My parents were definitely together when she came into the picture.
What?
So I'm like, I think like it's giving my mother, she's being super sweet because she's like, it's giving, I'm meeting my son's girlfriend for the first time energy.
Right.
Like, hi, sweetheart. Nice. She says, nice to meet you. I'm like, what the? Mind you, I'm loopy in the head. Like, I'm sick still. So I'm just like, I can't deal with this right now. I can't do this. And we start talking, and everything is like normal. No one's going like, everyone's just like, yeah, these two live together. And
wait,
so I'm like,
and you're like, if I imagine that this is my cousin, you're like,
I felt like I was in Inception, dog. I was like, yo, what is all, like, mind you, I'm sick. This is also happening before me. I'm like, am I dead? Have I died?
Right. Yeah. I have a question. Is there one bedroom? Like, is it clean? You know what I mean? Like, so they moved into this house.
Okay, here's the tea.
Yeah.
Here's the tea. Okay, so mind you, again, they've literally just moved like less than a month ago.
Yeah.
So it's a big house. They have
4 bedrooms total and like an office den and like a back room that could totally be another bedroom if they wanted to make it. And so each one of them has their own room, but there's only one room with like an actual full bed. So there's Peter's room, Danielle's quote room, which has like bags on the line, bags for moving, boxes for moving in one corner, and then like a tiny twin mattress in another corner. And then her office, his office, the bathrooms, all that fun stuff. So I'm thinking like, who's sleeping where? Like in the moment we hadn't discussed any of this. I'm like, who is sleeping where? I don't think I can do this. I already hurled my guts up. It may happen again. I'm like, I'm like internally just like, what is gonna happen?
Yeah, you're in the belly of the beast. You're freaking, this is code red. As intense as this situation could possibly get, you're inside of their house with your parents.
In the belly of the beast, yes. And my stepdad ended up going to stay with my dad and my stepmom. So perfect. That solution is done. So then
what? Wait. Hang on. Wait. So it never comes up?
Never once, Miles. Never once.
How? Are they dumb? Do they just not?
Because we're conflict avoidant people, Miles.
This is
we don't
crazy.
talk about our feelings. We're actively working on it.
Are they like, here's my question. Okay, when you guys are all hanging out, you're getting to see the house and whatever. Is your brother like, is there sort of a hand on the cousin's back? Like, you know what I mean? Is there like do they share a peck? And he's like, all right, babe, like, let me go. Because they've been together for a while now.
We'd be talking about like, they've been dating for years. So it's none of that. Like, we're just like, we're all shooting shit. It's one of those, like, he's going to, I can see Danielle being like, you know what, let him catch up with his family, that kind of stuff. Even though, she's technically family. So, you know what's crazy? Miles, you know what's crazy? She actually goes, I haven't really caught up with that side of the family in a little while. I got married, I started to do my own thing. And so she mentions, she's like, my sister, Danielle mentions that her sister, she's like, she's like 22 already. She's got this boyfriend, this job. I'm like, no way, dude. That was crazy. Because I remember them when they were like teeny boppers.
Oh my
God. Her brother's like 6 foot tall, and all this crazy stuff. And I'm talking to her, catching up with her family, who is my cousins. And so I'm like,
yeah, right. You're like, just thinking about the other cousins. That's so right.
AKA your sisters. So.
Oh my God. Does it ever come out over the course of the trip? Is there ever any odd indication? It seems like everything seemingly went totally normal.
So here's 2 stories that make it so funny. So we go, everything is totally normal. Everything is absolutely totally normal, right? At one point, so again, remember, my mom watched my brother walk through all of this like trauma and things like that.
Yes.
We were really concerned for him for a period of time.
Yes, of course.
And so we're playing this game. I think we're playing Catan, which, yes, he's made strides, but not enough to play Catan. So he's getting stressed out trying to play Catan. So then she gets up. I think she starts Danielle gets up. She starts making coffee for everyone.
Yeah.
And he like looks back in the kitchen. Is like, hey, do you need any help with anything? And for some reason, my mom looked at him and went, oh, and burst into tears. My mother looked at her son after him offering to help for coffee. But the way he did, sweet. Like, he was like, hey, do you need help with anything? Like, I can come and help you.
Yeah.
And my mom looks at him, and bursts into tears, Miles. She burst, and me and my brother look at her like, what the fuck is going on?
Hey,
we start cracking up. Again, we're conflict avoidant people, so we start cracking up like, why are you crying?
Who hasn't asked their cousin to help with the coffee? You know what I mean?
But so that was giving, she knows they're dating.
Oh, she knows. Oh, she 100% your mom knows. With the coffee tears, that's to me, she's just like, I'm so glad you found love and moved past it.
Yes!
I don't think your mom knows that it's your cousin. I don't think your mom knows.
She knows.
You think she knows?
I don't know. Well, here's what happens. So then that happens, right? On the way out, my sweet husband goes, it's good to see Peter like so well. And my mom's like, yeah, absolutely. And he's like, yeah, and she's such a sweetheart. Like, my mom literally fell in love with her, right?
Yeah.
Like, she just loves her.
Right.
She's like, yeah, she's such a sweetheart. She's so funny, all this. And she was like, and it was nice to meet her. And I'm like, yeah, Mom, whatever. And then my mom goes, Miles, she goes, well, I've met her before, but, it's nice to actually get to spend some time with her again after such a long time. So I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Oh, so she does know, and she's just fine with
the
it.
whole fucking time.
Oh my God. Okay, so
the whole time and played that shit off like a champ.
No, she
I was
had
almost
to.
proud of her.
Yeah, that's because she's like, she's just probably so happy for her son after he's been through so much that she's fine with it sort of being a cousin of the family. And then obviously we covered this before, not blood, just sort of a loop. It's the only loophole. The only loophole.
It's the only loophole.
That is so unbelievable. Thank you so much for giving me a call, giving me the update. That is extraordinary. And by the way, I'm really happy for your brother, Peter, and for your cousin, Danielle, that they found love in a cousin place. And this is incredible. It's it's a story for the ages. And how do you feel, at the end of all of this Thanksgiving, this seemingly sort of stressful time? Do you feel that you've learned anything? Have you turned over any sort of new information in your own head?
Honestly, I think what I've learned is to just stay the fuck out of anyone else's business.
How stupid I would be to still have faith, to never stop believing that one day.
And we're back in the studio. Guys, it's been an incredible year. It's been an incredible celebration. We've seen so many things. We've gone so many places. We've discussed problems. We've seen and heard from people all around the world, all throughout time. And now it's time for the number one best caller of the entire freaking year. Let's hear it for number one. Glorbin! This was by far the most voted for best caller. Glorbin has changed hearts and minds. Now, Glorbin, in case you don't remember, was the person who called back. This is from the Avital Ash episode. I believe episode 100 with Avital Ash, or maybe 101. But Glorbin had a problem. Glorbin wanted to listen to erotica audiobooks at work in the comfort of her own office. And the problem was that Glorbin shared an office with another person. And unfortunately, while Glorbin was out of the room, the computer began to play the alien sex audiobook. And it played aloud. It created a very uncomfortable vibe in the office and at work. And Glorbin called me to ask, what should she do? Now, unfortunately, when you call people back after giving them advice, sometimes you are met with the consequences of your own actions. Now, I called back Glorbin twice. The first time to offer a little encouragement, see where the circumstances lay from what had transpired. And then I called back Glorbin again about another week later. And I heard what happened. And part of it may have been my fault. And that's on Coach. That's on me. This may be one of the times where my advice has led someone astray and it has damaged something in their personal life. But I will let you guys be the deciding factor of that. So please enjoy the original call with Glorbin, and then, of course, the two subsequent callbacks I had with Glorbin to, how should I put this? Make sure that my advice was heard.
Hey, Miles. So my phone accidentally blasted an alien sex audiobook in my office where my coworker was while I wasn't in the room. And now I can't really look him in the eye and I'm really embarrassed and I don't know what to do. Okay, thanks.
All right.
Wow.
We've got an alien sex audiobook.
I want to hear it.
I know. I'm like, what is it?
What
Glorbin ended up fingering Glorba.
Hello?
Hello. You called perfect person.
Oh, no.
And I'm here to, oh no. And I'm here to call you back. I'm here with Avital Ash.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh
my God.
So we're going to need to give you a fake name, and it's got to be Glorbin. Glorbin, tell me all about your alien sex audiobook.
It's called Ice Planet Barbarian. And
Icelandic Barbarian?
Ice Planet Barbarian.
Ice Planet Barbarian.
Ice Planet Barbarian.
And it's about this like alien planet with these like huge blue guys that have like ribbed tongues and like spurs and stuff.
Yeah, they
It's,
do.
Tongues and spurs?
It's
Ribs,
crazy.
is it ribbed tongues for your pleasure?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
is it with spurs? Like a cowboy spur?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like above their dick.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. It's like the worst book ever that you don't want to be playing at your fucking office.
Wait, so when you tell me about your interest in audio smut that is of this caliber, because I've heard of all types of smut, but this is sort of a specific alien one. What is it about the aliens that you enjoy?
So many of them too.
Miles is wrecked right now.
How dare you? No, yeah, what about this scenario about alien planets is interesting to you over like an ACOTAR?
Oh, I don't know what that is either.
Oh, A Court of Thorn and Roses. It's sort of like a sexy fairy
Oh,
song.
I know that name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I've read that. That one's good, but like this is like way more intense. Like much more descriptive, much more literally way worse. Pretty much the worst thing that you could be listening to.
Can we hear like a line from it?
Yeah, what's this is a line from the audiobook. What's it called? Ice Planet. I'll look it up right now.
Barbarian?
Ice Planet Barbarian.
Ice
Oh my
Planet
God.
Barbarian. Okay. So it's about humans. Let me read the description here of Ice Planet Barbarians just so we can get in there.
No.
Ice Planet. All right. This is on Goodreads.
This is horrible.
Let me just pull it up here.
Oh my God. I can't believe that my coworker heard this.
All right. You'd think this is an Ice Planet Barbarians. You'd think being abducted by aliens would be the worst thing that could happen to me. And you'd be wrong. Because now the aliens are having ship trouble and they've left their cargo of human women, including me, on an ice planet. Okay.
I don't know where the ice planet fits in. For the smut of it.
They're just like really cold, I guess. I don't know.
The aliens warm them up with their bodies?
The
Okay.
aliens are warm. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. This is really fucking funny. All right, here's a couple of quotes. It wasn't it wasn't a monster come to eat me. It was this monster who's come to eat me out. This is very well written here. You ever see Star Wars, the original ones? Don't tell me. Yup, it looks like we landed on fucking Hoth. Except I see two itty bitty suns and a huge ass moon.
This is not even close to the bad parts of this book.
Yeah, like I'm trying to find the
They literally
real
are
smut.
talking about, like the one part is like she wakes up in a cave and like this like alien is eating her out and like that's how she like meets him and they can't like talk to each other, so they're just like fucking. It's wild. It's
That's
really
how he
crazy.
meets her?
She like looks down and he's eating her vagina.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she like passes out and she like wakes up in a cave and he's like eating her out.
And this is awesome
With
to
his
you.
ribbed tongue.
Yeah, this is awesome to you.
Is this the part that played?
Yeah, what part played?
No, but it was like a kind of descriptive of like his body and like his, I don't know. I think there might have been like kissing involved or like descriptions of, I honestly thought I was going to kill myself and die when I like, he was like, oh, I turned it off because I have AirPods.
He
and when I
turned
took
it
out my
off.
AirPods, yes, because I wasn't in the room because I took out my AirPods and sometimes if you take out your AirPods, it'll just start playing like out loud.
Wait, so does that mean you were listening to it at work? But then,
And then you stored your AirPods and then it was playing in another
And I was
room.
talking to my boss, and it was playing in my office that I share with my coworker. And he's like a grown man with a family. And he said, and he came in, and his face was so red, and he was like, "Your phone was playing something crazy. I turned it off." And I was like, "What the fuck? Like, I'm gonna actually die, and I can't even look at him in the face. It's mortifying."
Oh my God, that's so fucking funny. What an interesting scenario you find yourself in. First of all, I'll say, okay, how old are you and how old is your coworker?
I'm 26, and he's maybe like
40.
Okay. So there's an age gap
And it's
there.
like a very small engineering firm where there's like 14 of us in the whole office.
Oh.
So it's not, I see him constantly.
How long ago was it?
Yeah, how long ago did this happen?
It was like on Wednesday. And so I've seen him Thursday. I just have been, I want to die. I don't really know.
Did
I can't look at him in the eye.
What is his vibe? Like, is he funny? Is he like charismatic? Is he easy to talk to, or is he sort of like an awkward guy at the office?
No, he's cool.
That's good.
He looked so embarrassed. His face was like, he looked mortified, and I felt mortified.
The fact that he turned it off is not a good sign.
He had to get up and turn it off because and I was like, oh, how loud was this on? Like, my phone was on full blast, and I just had it in my AirPods, so I didn't really think it was a problem. And then I was out of the room. He had to get up and turn it off.
Oh,
he was like, yeah, your phone was playing something really weird.
He said really weird?
Yeah.
It's so funny because you could have been like, weird, I wonder how that happened. But I guess if you got embarrassed, it's pretty clear.
Yeah,
that
right.
you
It's also
knew.
obvious that you're like, oh, it was my alien planet sex thing? Yeah, okay.
Talking about like this blue, tall man. Like,
Can you, okay, so to me, what I would do is I would look down the barrel of the gun and I would go to this guy. I know you don't want to do this, but I think it will help. Is if you go to this guy and say, by the way, I'm so embarrassed that played. Like, it was on my AirPods from the morning. It is the most embarrassing, like, smutty alien thing.
Oh, no.
Like, I know that it sounds. I know that it's something to say this, but one, he knows.
Yeah.
And two, if you do this, he might be like, yeah, I was like, what is she listening to? And you're like, I know, I'm mortified. So sorry it was playing. Just so you know, I think it's funny too. Like, I just feel like you're going to have to look down the barrel because other than that, you may have to change jobs.
What if he told other people? I bet he's embarrassed.
Did. Sorry.
I don't know how you would say this out loud.
What do you mean? What if he told other people? This is all he's been talking about since it happened.
What if you go in and just flip it and you're like, God, remember when you were listening to that embarrassing alien song?
That's
so embarrassing.
Actually, that's a good idea too. Like, oh, by the way, this week, like, just make sure your AirPods are in so your smutty alien thing doesn't play in the office. That's like a good reversal of that.
Yeah.
Avital, what would you do? How would you direct
I think
this?
I would do the same thing you
Yeah.
did. I would think I would be like, I'm so embarrassed.
You just have to own up.
Yeah.
It's hard to look at you because I'm so embarrassed.
It's really hard to look at him. Oh, God.
You could also give him a copy. You could give him a copy of the book. Like,
What if I bought the book and I was like, your wife would love this?
it's kind of, to me, like, yeah, like the more you can play into it being funny, the less embarrassed, even though it's hard to get through it, the less embarrassed you'll be. To me, like something unsaid is so critically embarrassing. Like, oh, we can't talk about this, so it's awkward at work and whatever. The more you can just be like, I know that I did this and it was embarrassing. Like, what, you know, he'll feel the burden lifted too.
And if you're straight up like, hey, this thing that happened is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me.
So funny.
Then he might be like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Or maybe he'll be like, that was fucking awful.
That was crazy. Yeah, like you can't, you couldn't have done something more embarrassing. So you're sort of like at embarrassment rock bottom.
Yeah, you're kind of a superhero now.
Yeah,
Nothing
like
to lose.
nothing to lose. Like, oh, like a goofy text gets read aloud or funny music. Who cares? Like you can't, you know, this is as bad as it gets for this type of thing. And so that's good.
I also want you to almost send him like a very sexual text from it and then be like, oops, sorry, wrong.
Oh my God, I'm dying. I've like met his wife before. I wonder if he's told her.
His wife, no. Oh, sorry, I'm just going to stop you right there. You wonder if he's told her? This is all this guy's been talking about since it happened. And I need you to level with that reality because the sooner you can level with it, the sooner you can fix it.
Horrible.
I'm also so amazed by him in a way because I get that he was really embarrassed, but for him not to every single day since be like, so what did the aliens do to you last night?
So what was that? Like, I would have so many questions. I would just be like, so tell me about the alien planet. Like, like
I would not be able to shut up about it.
No, it's so funny. You simply just have to address it, or you might as well get a new job.
I think
Yeah, I'm gonna try to talk to him. I'm gonna like maybe try to really work on something that I can actually get out of my mouth to say to him.
Yeah, to me, like you're gonna get through the hard part, and then it's gonna be so much easier. Because it's awkward now to do almost anything in that office, but once you say it, be like, okay, good. Glad we covered that.
I do also. What if you're like, hey, that thing the other day was so embarrassing, and he's like, what thing? And then you have to describe the thing.
I know. You can just be like, I know you know.
We both know.
We both know that I was listening to an alien erotica. Okay, you don't have to play coy with me. She's probably walking out of her office.
She has to pause the book. She's on chapter 3.
Hello.
Hello, it's Miles from Perfect Person. How are you?
Hi, Miles. I'm good. I'm walking out of my office right now.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
yes, I
keep
hear this sort of
keep the
echo.
AirPods plugged in though if you're going to walk out of the office.
I know. I hear this. Yeah, keep the AirPods
My
plugged in.
AirPods are plugged in.
You don't want me to sort of echo into your
Right here.
office, into your computer.
Oh my gosh. Miles, you're going to be so disappointed in me.
No, hey, look, one of the reasons we do the callbacks is because sometimes you get a little scared. You get a little too scared, you know, like a little kid, and it's hard to kind of, you flub it. But I'm also here with John, by the way, just to sort of get in on the action in this new callback style that we're sort of heralding.
Hi, Glorbin. I'm John, and I'm not going to be disappointed in you at all.
That's right,
What
Glorbin.
did you do?
Yeah, why don't you jump right into last time I spoke with you, I encouraged you to basically go to this guy and say, by the way, I'm so embarrassed. Just kind of like, I wanted you to be open so as to seal the deal of like, you both know this was weird, but by opening up to the conversation, it'll kind of get you to the other side and then it'll all be fine. And I'm assuming that's not what you ended up doing.
No. So I just got so scared, and then I don't know. I was so scared I just couldn't talk to him. So we kind of just ignored it.
Yeah. Okay.
And okay, so guess what? It didn't happen to me with any type of a sex audiobook, but like a while later, it was just like a regular podcast that like started playing on my phone. It just started playing on my phone really fast, and then I was like, I had a heart attack, and then he kind of looked at me, and I was like, and now I turn my volume all the way down every day.
Wait, that was
Okay,
Glorbin.
wait.
Glorbin.
Adjusted advice.
Adjusted.
You are not allowed to have a phone.
No, you
gotta put that away.
By the way, or auxiliary
It was just a regular
headphones.
podcast.
You need to have auxiliary headphones plugged into every device.
You cannot go wireless. You can't handle it.
No, you can't handle it. You're not ready for it, Glorbin. You're not ready to have wireless. Okay? Having wireless headphones is a privilege. It is a responsibility.
Oh my God! It happened again.
Now I turn off my sound at like every morning because I listen to my phone in the morning like out loud, and now I turn the volume at 0 if my headphones are out, and then I turn the volume to like whatever it is in my headphones, and that's what I've been doing every day.
Glorbin, you are living in fear. You are living in fear. I'm trying to liberate you.
When's the last time you took a deep breath?
Yeah, you
can't.
This isn't sustainable.
Now that I'm talking about you guys, I'm scared again. I'm like thinking about what happened.
No,
it's okay.
Sorry, we're re-traumatizing.
Look, we don't want to re-traumatize you with your issue, but here's the thing. All right, so. And I hate to. I'm gonna give you a little ice, and then I'm gonna give you some fire. Okay. And I don't actually. Well, in my mind, ice was sort of the thorn of the rosebud thorn, but I guess ice could also be considered a rose.
I like it though. I like it. We're gonna ice you out.
We're gonna ice you out,
and we're gonna warm you back up.
There we go. Cold plunge. Yeah. The advice is gonna be a cold plunge here. Now, I think that unfortunately. When your podcast played and he gave you a little look, that was your window. That was like, it's hard to hear that happened because you could have been like, sorry, this one's not the erotic alien thing one. I promise it's just a normal podcast, right? Then he giggles. He goes, okay, just making sure you guys have a clean slate. It's funny. It's fun. It's vibrant.
Smart.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And that's why this is the ice. We're icing you down because that was sort of the opportunity. Now,
and you can't get that one back.
But you could falsify it.
That's right. You could. That's what I was going to say. You could falsify it again. Play another one. one that makes you seem smart, cool, and fun.
Yes.
Like, oh, it's Ezra Klein talking about what's going on in the world. And he's like, she's really intelligent.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, remember that? It's not the bad one.
Right. It's not. Just so we're sure, that was Ira Glass, not the aliens that have ribbed tongues for her pleasure. Okay? That was not
LOL.
So, I think that unfortunately for you, you did miss a window, but you can always, whenever you miss a window, it's another opportunity to go back over to that window and open it back up. Okay?
Kind of lie a little bit.
A little lie could go a long way for you because you're living in hell.
Yeah.
You're living in you're living in fear. You're going into the office worried that you can't play sounds in your office. That's not a way to live. You can't live like this.
It's either this, Glorbin, or you have to just send your phone in. You can't have a phone.
Hey, Apple, can you turn off the sound on this?
Yeah.
And so,
yeah.
Was it awkward when you went back to, I think that had happened like the previous Thursday or something, and you went back there. Was it awkward that Monday? Like, what was the vibe like when you went back to the office?
I don't know if it was awkward for him. It was awkward for me.
Totally.
There was no look. There was no like little vibe between. No one acknowledged shit. Nobody said shit.
No.
No, nobody said anything. And then we kind of like, I don't know. It's been a couple weeks now, so it's kind of gone back to like fairly normal.
Well, it's not normal. Well, let me just be clear. You got on the phone and said, I can't play sounds on my phone anymore.
I can't breathe when I go in there.
I'm in fucking living in hell. So I don't think it's normal. There's nothing normal about this. And by the way,
it's not that bad.
Okay, you have set. This is called settling. You settled for the oppressive environment that you yourself have created, or actually, honestly, the aliens on the ice planet have created.
Yeah, they did this.
So many people on YouTube knew exactly what book it was.
I know.
So that made me feel better.
I did see that. I guess it's a popular book. I mean, by the way, have you finished the book? What was the stunning conclusion?
So I found out that there's like 20 books.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
The lady has written like this kind of the same book, but with different characters like 80 different times.
Okay, that's awesome. I mean,
So,
maybe I should do a perfect person.
I
book
could keep
club.
going for a very long time.
I see. And how do these books end? It's like is it sort of to me, it feels like a colonizer story, right? Like she's showing up to the ice planet and then she fucks the barbarian ice planet guys and then like she tries to save them Avatar style. Is that sort of accurate?
No, they like the human ladies like kind of move into the alien culture, like they
Avatar style.
take on the alien culture, and then but they like decide to live with the aliens in caves, and they kind of are like married. I mean, they're not married, but like it's like kind of happily ever after.
Okay, cool.
With like a bunch of fucking.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's happily ever after, I think, right? Well, okay, got it. So it seems like the vibe is fixed, but you can't play sounds on your phone.
Yeah.
I think that going forward, it's got to be that you falsify the window. Right?
You create a false flag event.
You false
flag
Maybe
it.
on a.
And you.
Oh, tomorrow's Friday, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's good.
We love it a Friday because then everyone can cool off over the weekend.
True.
You can have a big
I don't have to see him.
Yeah, if it goes bad and he's like, if you're like, you play Ira Glass and you're like, just so you know, it's not my weird audiobook. And he's like, yeah, I'm glad because that was really inappropriate.
There's no chance that he's like, what are you talking about? Because he didn't hear it.
Would be bad.
Oh my gosh.
I think that there's
can't believe I brought that up.
In my mind, there's
no
no
way he didn't
world
hear it.
where he's not telling every single one of his friends that this happened.
Yeah.
Right?
It's actually shocking. He hasn't called the show to say, you'll never believe what happened. My coworker played.
And also, he's a lot older than you, right? He's like in his 40s. You're like 26 or something?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it's like
he heard
my assumption in the first episode, which I still think is correct, is he is being an older male employee, younger female employee. He's trying to not bring it up.
He's not
at
touching
all.
it. Yeah.
So it's awkward, but he's like, I don't want to bring up any of this because I don't want to touch it with a fucking. But you, I think, can still be like, oh, my weird audiobook, and he'll know. He'll know what it is.
Do you think he'll laugh? Do you think he'll think it's funny?
He's gonna want. He's going to want to get out of there as fast as possible.
Do it at 4:57 p.m. right before 5 o'clock.
He's gonna go. He is gonna laugh. He's gonna laugh twice. He's gonna go, haha, yeah, and it's gonna be over.
Sprint outside, get in his car, peel out. It is a human right to be able to listen to smut at work. Okay? You should be able to listen to any sexy audiobook. Like you said, there's 20. You're going to be busy for a while.
You have a lot of content.
Got a lot of
And
content.
there's ones with like dragons and stuff too. It's wild.
The dragons, little spiky situation.
The dragons have dildos for tails or something.
Sure, of course,
there's no way they don't.
I
fuck the
don't know.
dragon.
There's no way the dragon's tail is not a dildo.
I'm sure that the ladies, it's all like human women fucking like aliens and dragons. And stuff.
That's awesome. On the real,
on the real, that's tight.
On the real, that's actually sick. I will be. I know. Okay, Amazon wish list.
20 books.
All right. Well, yeah. I'm going to tell you that you're going to need to go ahead and do that. By the way, did you tell how did your friends react when you told them this?
So one of my friends knows him because she like went on our company trip with us.
Oh.
And she was like, I can't believe you did that.
She was upset that you did that to Matt? What does that even mean?
Well, she was like upset for me, but she was also like, oh my God. Like, I think she was upset for everybody.
Yeah, everyone involved. I see that.
Yeah, it's a relatable feeling.
Well, Glorbin, we're going to expect an update from this. I mean, how's this? I'll give you a little I'll give you a little homework. I mean, first of all, does clearing the air sound good to you, or are you actually just like, I'm content, you know, because I don't want to make you make a change if you're sort of fine with having the vibe be a little weird.
The thing is, I think every morning I still need to turn my volume on 0 with my headphones off.
Yeah.
I think that's just like a good thing to do because obviously I can't be trusted.
Sure.
Okay. But I don't know. My mom really wanted me to talk to him too. I told my mom about it and she was like, you need to talk to him.
Sick.
Oh, Glorbin. Glorbin texted me, Miles, I'm so mad at you. That went horribly. Frowny face.
Hello?
Hey, Glorbin, it's Miles from Perfect Person.
I hate you.
Oh, Glorbin! Glorbin,
Hey.
are you in a safe place? Can you talk?
Wait, I'm getting to a safe place. I'm going to my car.
Glorbin, no!
Yeah, I'm outside.
Okay. Glorbin, I have received, I saw you commented on the Patreon and then you deleted it maybe, and then you texted me.
I did delete it.
Why did you delete it?
I was scared. I didn't want to keep seeing stuff. I don't know.
You didn't you see stuff. Glorbin,
I can't breathe.
I have been thinking about, because last week I talked to you, I suggested that you do these sort of you stage an incident in which you can then bring up this thing, so you're not living in a prison of your own making at work anymore, right? As soon as I posted the episode, you commented and said, Miles, that went horribly, but then you deleted it. So I was like, wait, what happened? Like, what happened to Glorbin? Did Glorbin
I just got scared. I don't know. I deleted it because I got scared, but it went so badly.
No.
I actually wanted to crawl out of my skin again. It was just as bad as the very, very first time when it actually happened.
No, Glorbin, I am so sorry. Oh my God. Okay, so what happened? Tell me, give me a play-by-play. What happened?
Oh God. So I listened to the episode and I was like, okay, I think I'm going to do it. And I got nervous and then I instead of playing a podcast or something, I just had played some music out loud really quick. And then I was like, oh, oops. And then I said, so I did the fake thing that you guys suggested.
Right.
And then I looked over at my coworker and I was like, oh my gosh, I hate that. Do you remember when that book played on my phone? And he was like, his face got he looked so mortified again. And then he said, yeah, I remember. He said, I remember. Those are the only 2 words that he said. And then I start talking. I'm like, that was so embarrassing. That was like mortifying. That plays in my nightmares. I was like, for some reason, I still was talking. He literally says nothing to me. And then I'm like, oh, and now I turn off my phone, the sound of my phone. I don't know why I'm telling him this because I need to like say something. And then literally he says absolutely nothing. And it's like the room is just like, I feel like I couldn't breathe. So literally he said, the only thing he said is, I remember, and then nothing else. And it was so awkward. I had to call my friend and like, she was like, why would you listen to a podcast? I would have told you not to do that.
Wait, but hang on. This doesn't make any sense to me. My calibrations are off, Glorbin. I'm so sorry. I can't believe.
It's okay.
Like at this point, though, at this point, it's fucking this guy's a problem for me. This guy's a
You're so funny. That's what my mom said. My mom was like, it's his problem. I was like, no, I'm making him uncomfortable.
No,
I am making this man so uncomfortable.
He's on my shit list. This guy's fucking patient zero on my shit list. I can't believe. So you go, that was like the time when my book plays. He goes, I remember. And then you're like, that was so embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Ha ha ha. Like, what, LOL, like talking. And then you stop talking and he doesn't say anything?
No words. Nothing.
Oh my God.
None.
That's a fucking
It was
nightmare.
horrifying.
Glorbin, I'm so sorry.
Luckily, it was a long weekend. Thank God. I had 3 days.
What happened for the rest of the day? Did you guys talk at all?
Oh, I have half days on Friday. So I did do it like right before I left.
Okay, that's good. And were you
but the maybe 20 minutes that I was still in my office, I felt like I couldn't breathe. It was so awkward. Like the tension was so thick in the air.
Why?
And we said nothing to each other.
Why would he?
And then when I was leaving, I said bye.
I'm confused. I mean, maybe he is just feeling extra. And did he say bye back? You were like, bye.
Yeah, he said bye.
He's like, bye.
Yeah, he was like this crazy bit.
No, Glorbin.
Oh my God.
I think at this point, it's this guy. This guy's on my shit list. Because to me, you're leaving an opportunity for this guy to be like, oh yeah, that what? Like, you're leaving an opportunity for him to be like, yeah, that was pretty wild. Like, all right, like everything's fine now. Like, you're sort of teeing him up. To me, if somebody does something awkward, like, it's weird that they did what they did was awkward, whatever. But it's then sort of the community's responsibility to, like, if they come to task, to reset the expectations of the environment. And I feel like you've given him ample opportunities at this point to be like, by the way, that was like, because I thought, he was just being awkward to be like, she doesn't want to bring it up, she's embarrassed, whatever. But you're being like, I'm embarrassed about this, and he should have been like, oh no, it's fine. Like that's like,
yeah,
to me,
no, he didn't. He just said, I remember.
Yeah, to me,
was so bad.
No, that's it. To me, that's impolite. It's like at this point, the polite thing to do is to go, oh, come on, it's not that big of a deal. Even if it is, and even if he's like, it was crazy that she brought it up, it's just like, kind of like etiquette to be like, yeah, it's fine. Oh my gosh, don't worry about it. It was funny. Or, oh yeah, that thing. Okay, yeah. Like, there's so many things he could have done to try to reset the tension. So I can't believe you didn't say anything. Oh
yeah, you sound like my mom. My mom was like, my mom was saying the same thing. But then I'm like, this poor man is just so uncomfortable. Like he's just, who knows what the fuck he heard, like about kissing fucking blue guys and stuff. And like he probably just like doesn't. He was probably so uncomfortable from that, and now he like just was forgetting about it, and then I just like brought it back.
Is this
into
guy?
our lives.
Do you think that is this guy like religious or something?
No, he's not religious.
Okay, I'm like, why would it offend him?
You asked me if he was awkward when we first talked, and I didn't think he's like that awkward. But when I called my friend, she was like, she was like, he's the most awkward guy. Like he's so weird. Why would you bring that up? Of course he's gonna act weird. Like, why would you do that? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't understand. Like. So maybe he is an awkward person, and I just was not reading it right.
Oh, Glorbin. So you think that, you I mean, at this point, you have to quit. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to quit. At this point, I think you've done everything you can, and the only thing that can heal this is time. But I think that if this guy was most people, I stand by my advice. I still think it's like you bringing up the awkward encounter in a funny way. It wasn't awkward. Like you guys didn't have like a falling out. You did something embarrassing and then are trying to like bring it up to him to be like, oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed. That's a really normal thing to do. I feel like if the embarrassing thing was that like, I don't know. Yeah, you walked in with toilet paper on your shoe, whatever it was. If you were to be like, I'm so embarrassed, and he could be like, oh my gosh, don't worry about it. Like, I just don't know what you didn't do anything like morally wrong, right? Like,
I don't know. People were on the YouTube comments. People were like, "This would have been sexual harassment if it was a man," and I was like,
"That's fucking insane." To be totally honest, especially like, you know what it was? It would be sexual harassment if it was just straight up porn. The fantasy angle, I think, gives you a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, okay.
I think the fact that you're on an alien planet, I was actually just having this conversation yesterday about the difference between smut and erotica. And they were like, smut, it like sort of is like a type of erotica, but there's fantasy or imagination involved, which makes it like more like fantastical. And I do think that gives a lot. Because like, there's a lot of things that are sexy and steamy. If you were like watching Game of Thrones on your computer, that's fucking horny as hell. There's a lot of nudity and sex in that. That would have been fine, right? You're listening to an audiobook about it. I mean, look, you weren't. Were you trying to listen to the audiobook at work, or did it just play from earlier? And you got to be honest.
No, I was listening to the audiobook at work, and then I went into the other room.
Okay. I mean, again, do I think
I'm in the wrong? I was listening to alien sex.
Glorbin, I love you. I mean, boy, oh boy, that's funny. But I don't think, unless you have some sort of puritanical view about sex, like, that is not that weird to me. Like, to me, it's embarrassing. Yeah, but that's kind of what is fun about it. You know, it's not, I don't think it's wrong. I think that's fine.
I should just wait a year and bring it up again and see how bad it is.
I think I think if you do that, you gotta quit afterwards.
No, I'm never gonna bring it up again.
You can't. I think
he's so upset.
You have to back down. Was he like it sounds like he was upset by that.
I don't know. We kind of have, we share an office, so we have like a divider kind of in between us, and I just was hiding on my side.
Yeah, right. I mean, again, that's just, it's so surprising to me that this has backfired in such an extraordinary way. But I am sorry, Glorbin, if my advice has led you astray.
So I was really upset right after it happened, and I actually felt like I was going to throw up. But
Glorbin.
It's okay. But now I'm fine. It's like, stuff happens.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
I still love you, Miles.
Thank you, Glorbin. I appreciate it. I think you've done everything you can. I think that you're fighting the good fight at work, and just because this guy is honestly, this guy's a fucking pervert. Okay, this guy's a weirdo. Not you listening to full-on penetrative alien audiobooks at work.
It is penetrative. Oh God.
I am forever waiting for you.
Well, that's just gonna about do it from us here over at the Best of 2024 Factory. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the show. Got a lot of great plans. Got a lot of great guests coming up for the new year of 2025. As always, freaking drop some comments below of guests you'd like to see or people you'd like to see, things you'd like to see brought back. We're going to be taking this show on tour again in 2025 with a couple fun, pairings of guests here or there. I loved doing the live show in 2024. So, we're going to be bringing it back. As always, if you are struggling with a problem that you're not quite sure how to solve, just remember that no matter who you are or where you are, perfection is only a call away.